What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at this top of the line brand new 2022 Kia Sorento and see what this family SUV has to offer. And the model that we're looking at today is the X Line SX Prestige all-wheel drive, finished off in wolf gray, and has an MSRP at $45,000. Underneath the hood of this all-new Kia Sorento, you're going to find the 2.5-liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. This engine pumps out 281 horsepower with 311 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission and sends the power to the wheels through an all-wheel drive torque vectoring system. The curb weight comes in around 4,000 pounds, and running on a 17.7-gallon fuel tank, you're looking at 22 miles per gallon in the city with 27 out on the highway. The overall length is 189 inches with a wheelbase at 110.8. Height is 70.3 and width is 74.8 inches. Approach angle is 18.4 degrees with ground clearance at 8.2 inches. Departure angle is 23.3 degrees, and then max towing capacity is 3,500 pounds. And then now moving to the exterior styling with the 2022 Kia Sorento. This is a really cool looking SUV with a lot of bold lines. First and foremost, these LED headlights have a really sleek design, and you can even see the DRL underneath them with a really cool design. They'll light up white while you're driving, and then of course the amber color for turn signals. You get a really neat 3-projector design for this headlight, all blacked out houses, and they're integrated into the bumper nicely. We get a massive grille with a really cool looking mesh design and the all new Kia logo up front with a forward facing camera. It has a very familiar shape with all the new Kias, and you can even see the gloss black trim around it. And then underneath the main grille, you see another opening to allow cooling to the intercoolers and radiators. And then the lower bumper has gloss black trim with even more openings, as well as a safety sensor and the LED fog lights. You can see all of your parking sensors up front, as well as a gloss gray trim piece in the lower portion of the front bumper. Then you get a lot of sharp lines that flow together very nicely. Then if we make our way to the hood, you can see some sharp lines right in the center, and the hood wraps around the entire front end to give it a sleek and modern appearance. And then moving to the side profile, this particular Spec gets the optional set of 20-inch wheels in all 4 corners. They're a really nice gunmetal gray design, even with the new Kia logo right in the center hubcap. You can see some plastic black trim going from the front end all the way around the wheel arches and even into the side skirts. Then there's sharp lines throughout the side portion of this car. Then up in the front fender, we get the X Line badge with some more plastic trim. Then we get your power folding side mirrors with gloss black tops. You get the LED turn signal as well as a camera. You can also see the gloss black trim around all of the windows, even with a really cool cutout piece towards the C-pillar. There's also body color door handles finished in that gray color. Then you can see the black color on the roof rails and a full glass panoramic roof. The overall side profile has a very proportional design, and I like how this particular Spec has all the blacked out accents. They contrast really nicely against this gray color to give it a very sporty vibe. And then moving in back, you can see the shark fin antenna up top. You get a body colored integrated spoiler with your third brake light, and there's some gloss black trim around this rear window. Then we get the LED taillights. They're finished off in a very cool 2-piece design. If you tap the lights, you can see that one light up. They have really sharp lines in them, and they match nicely to the headlights with that integrated sunken in design. Moving in back, you can see the new Kia logo back here, as well as your backup camera. Then we get Sorento written out on the entire lower side, and your all-wheel drive badge over on the left. We get that plastic black for this rear bumper, along with some more of that silver accent. You get some reflectors as well as parking sensors, then your exhaust tip over on the right. So there's a look at the exterior with the all-new Kia Sorento. This trim level is really sporty looking. I'm definitely liking the look. So we now have Kia's key fob. You get the new Kia logo on it. All the buttons are on the side. You have your lock button on the top, kind of like a trigger. Then you have your unlock button, of course. This also does have remote start. If I hold down this button, we can roar to life that 4-cylinder engine, which is a really cool option, of course. And tapping it again, it'll shut off. Keeping the key fob in my pocket, all I have to do is go up to it. The mirrors automatically will fold out, and then I can grab the door handle and we can check out this interior. This particular Spec gets a black and brown leather interior, and you're going to see silver black and then wood grain trim all around. Moving to the door panel now, you can see black on the top and then the brown leather with all the contrast stitching. We get some padding right here for your armrest, a nice grab handle with more stitching, all the window controls and mirror controls with lock and unlock, an aluminum color on the release handle. Then you even have memory seating with that wood grain trim. There's a Bose audio system as well as storage down below. And then moving inside, we get Sorento written out on this aluminum door sill, and then all of your power controls. You get a lot of adjustments, and you can even press this one and get an automatic leg rest. This leather color has a really cool look. I especially love the diamond pattern with all the perforated leather. You got the piping on it, perforated all in the center with some nice stitching. And then moving our way up the backrest, you can see more of that same design. Really cool the way they look. Very luxurious as well. Brown on the headrest. And then we get a black leather steering wheel with the new logo. And then now inside the Sorento, keep my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. So you're gonna see this Sorento gets two massive LCD screens for the interior. If we move our way to the gauge cluster now, you can see how it's a full screen. And I also like how you get configurable drive modes. You can see the way it looks right now. If you toggle the button down below into your different drive modes, you can twist this. We have a smart mode, then we can go into sport mode, which gets a little bit cooler look, your comfort mode, and then into the eco mode. So I really like how you get those cool depictions. But we have your speedometer on the left, your tach on the right. Then you can use the center portion of the screen with controls on this right side. Tapping this button right here, it goes through the main screen to see different items that pop up. And then if you're in the main one with your speedometer, you can scroll up and down and see various information for the torque split and trip information and things like that all within the car. Taking a look at the steering wheel now, over on the left side, we have a lot of the Bluetooth and audio controls. Then we have some cruise control settings on the right with your steering assist and lane keeping. And you can even see the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. They have a pretty cool look and feel to them as well. We have your windshield wiper control over on the right with your headlights and turn signals on the left side. And then to the left of the actual steering, we have our lane keeping assist, the tailgate, interior dimming and traction control, and then some of the air vents over on the left. You can see the wood trim on the center as well around the gauge cluster. And I like how the whole navigation screen kind of fades its way into that gauge cluster. You can see some stitching on the dash, more of the wood trim as well as the silver color. And then if we take a look at the infotainment screen right in the center, really nice design with good coloring, and you can even see all the different logos right here. If I tap the climate control icon, you get a depiction right there, and if you toggle the buttons down below, you can even see how it changes what you see. So it kind of gives you a visual representation of everything going on. The color even changes as you change your temperature. So then tapping the home icon, you can go back to the different apps. You can scroll over and see a few more things. And then on your main home menu, you even get a navigation screen that'll pop up. And then we have shortcuts on the left and right for your map. You have navigation settings, radio, on, off, and volume. Then a few more over on the right side with your tuning and seek. And then right in the center, we have all of your climate controls. You can see how we have toggles for the dual zone temperature. Fan speed is over on this right side. These are all touch sensitive buttons, which is a pretty cool way to integrate everything. We have your defrost, auto, and off. And then we have your air vents set up just like the left and right side. And then we have another one down here that just goes left and right. So pretty cool how the passenger and driver get that. Underneath that, we have an area that you can close with all this piano black. Then you can open it back up, and we get a ton of storage in here as well as wireless charging and then some USB ports. We get your heated and ventilated seats. You push up for heat and down for cold. You can easily adjust everything. And then moving to the center, we get your shifter with some aluminum colored accent, the leather shift boot, 2 cup holders and a little bit of storage. And then right in the center, we have all those drive modes you saw, as well as the locking differential. We have heated steering wheel, the brake hold, downhill assist, parking brake, parking sensors and camera shortcut, and then even your start stop. If I go ahead and put this into reverse, the backup camera pops up over on the left with your top down view on the right side. You can control all these different views by just tapping the different icons. And then if I put the car into drive, you can see our front view camera comes up with the guidelines changing. Then we'll go all the way back into park. Behind all that, we have a little bit more storage, black leather and stitching for the armrest, and then a pretty good amount of storage space in the center, even with a removable tray. And then the glove box on this car is a pretty good size, a nice bucket in there. And then one last look at this interior. Being a top trim level, this is a really nice place to be. I especially love the color on the seats with all the stitching, the diamond colors. I think Kia did a good job just making this have that luxury feeling. And then up top, we get our panoramic sunroof. You can see the shade being closed right now. All you have to do is press this button a little bit, and it'll automatically go all the way back, revealing the sunroof. And then of course, the front portion will pop open to give you that experience. And then moving to the rear seat space, if I open up the door, the rear door panel is finished off just like we saw up front. We even get an integrated cup holder and then a heated seat button down here. You can see some controls on the left side of the seat as well. Down here, you can fold it, you have a recline, and you have all the same design with the stitching, the leather, the perforated, really cool captain's chairs you get in the second row. You get storage nets on the backs of these seats, as well as 2 air vents in the center, and then USB ports down below. So if I go ahead and play with some of the configurations by just pressing this button, you can see how it slides forwards and gets out of the way, so you can easily walk into this third row. So we get 2 more seats back here. The headrests fold down as well. Then if I pull this back, it locks back into place. And then sitting in the back of this Kia Sorento, so that handle, you can also pull it and recline this. And this is a really comfortable place to be. It reclines so much. We have the adjustable armrest that'll ratchet into different locations depending on how you'd like it. And of course I can pull that and get us back up. You even have a bar in the front where we can slide these forwards and back and give you pretty much no legroom all the way to a ton of legroom. With the driver's seat set at my height, and I'm 5'11", I have plenty of knee room and leg room. We even get USB ports on the sides of these seats. So this is a great second row to be in, plenty of headroom as well. And with the sunroof opened up, I have so much light let in, huge windows as well, pretty good armrests. So certainly a comfortable place to be. And being captain's chairs, I can actually squeeze my way into the third row and see how it is. So back here, it is a little cramped. You know, obviously this isn't the biggest third row vehicle out there, but sitting back here, you know, my knees are kind of high up in the air, so it's a little cramped for me. But with those captain chairs, you can extend a leg or something and make it not too bad. So in a pinch, you know, full-grown adults can honestly sit in this third row. The actual seat is really comfortable, and you do get some amenities like USB ports. You even get a cup holder and then a little bit of storage space. And then moving on to the cargo area, you have a button on the key fob that you can hold down. There is one underneath the E, right in the Sorento name on the liftgate, and then of course the one on the interior. It automatically pops open. We get a pretty decent amount of storage space in here, even with the third row up. And underneath this floor, you actually get hidden storage space, which is a really cool feature. You even get a little bit of items on the right for tire changing. So you have a manual strap you can pull that'll unlatch the headrests, and then you can easily fold these down. And with the third row folded down, it really opens up this cargo area to be extremely usable. You can tuck away the seat belts. You can see that cargo area. And on this right side, we actually get buttons to fold down the second row. So if I go ahead and press one, you can see how they're gonna fold down nice and flat and lock into place. So you really do get a lot of storage space. It's pretty easy to operate everything as well with the seats. And even with everything down, you get a ton of storage space up in front. And then they fold down pretty much flat to give you so much interior cargo area. All right guys, so we are setting off now in the Kia Sorento. So in sport mode, all right, up to 60 miles an hour. This engine is pretty darn peppy. I really like how Kia gives you a powerful engine option for this car. The turbo is certainly the way to go in my opinion, but it's nice how you can even put into the manual and kind of play with it and actually get up and go. So we'll go back into the automatic mode, and then if we go into eco mode, we can kind of play with some of these settings. So the cruise control and everything I think works really good. I love how Kia's done it with the steering assist and lane keeping. The car pretty much can drive itself. It's really good the way everything works. It's keeping me in my lane. I can easily toggle up the speed a little bit, but it does a really good job with that, like autonomous driving. Of course, you know, keep your eyes on the road and all that stuff, but it has a really good system for sure. Normal road noise and stuff like that, this is a really comfortable SUV to be in. And then I like how the seats have all those adjustments. I can really get into a comfortable position, really good visibility and everything like that. And when you look over your left and right shoulder, pretty good visibility. That third window back there helps out a lot. And then when you use your turn signals, cameras even pop up on the screen to see that blind spot, which is a really awesome touch. I think more cars need to do something like that. Now, being this trim level, this actually has 1 inch more ground clearance than your typical Sorento, and of course we have the all-wheel drive. Let's see a little bit of some trails and see what it does on the dirt. But this is a pretty capable SUV for like the normal trails. I mean, if you were to be going camping or something and you have a dirt trail to go on, it can actually do it pretty well. Of course, the all-wheel drive is going to do what you need to do, and with the center locking differential, if you needed that on, you know, you could go through some tough stuff. So I think Kia does a good job. They give you kind of a blend of everything with this SUV, and now that we are on a little trail here, I mean, it's actually really comfortable going through the dirt. You know, I think the Sorento is kind of that ultimate family SUV on a really good budget for being roughly, you know, $40-something thousand, kind of an average price for a new car in the States right now. I think parking sensors are going off a little bit, but they really do give you a lot for the money. This has really good maneuverability, and then with the 360 camera view, you know, if I were to make a 3-point turn, if I can find a spot to turn around, you have that view. And right now with the front view camera, I can see the trail ahead of me going into reverse. You know, I can avoid the big log, I can see everything there. So really cool how you get so many different features in a car like this. But I had to test this off-road since I got a little trail to play on. I think the suspension also is pretty good in this car. It absorbs the bumps nicely. And then as we make our way back onto the pavement, you know, with that all-wheel drive and turbo, you give it some gas, and we're right back up to speed, driving pretty comfortably. And the dual clutch is pretty snappy, you know, it feels pretty responsive. You can feel the clutches engage at the slow speed a little bit, so that might take a little bit getting used to compared to a standard automatic transmission, but you know, the dual clutch is much more modern. And then I like how you can shift manually if needed, but pretty cool. We'll play with the sport mode one more time so you can kind of feel out the rolling acceleration. But like I said, visibility, really nothing too much to complain about with the car. Nice and peppy. And then we'll go back into the comfort, automatic, and put the cruise control back on with everything. But it does a pretty good job, even on a twisty road. But yeah, I think that is then about it. Taking a look at the 2022 Kia Sorento, this SX Prestige with that X Line package. That's a cool package, gets you all that black trim and everything. But definitely a pretty cool SUV, can't really complain about it. Don't really have any crazy complaints. We'll have a few more videos linked down below if you want to see our ending thoughts after having this for a week. But if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content to come, and I'll see you guys in the next video.